Okay. You walked in on record executives having gay sex, or one executive having gay sex with a man. You don't mention that person's name. Can we talk about what record label?
No. That'll give it away. That'll give it away. But
what letter does it start with?
Not even. That'll give it away.
A.
Don't
B,
start.
C,
Don't start.
D,
That's gonna give
D,
it away.
D. Oh.
The news of Diddy facing serious felony charges has opened the floodgates of accusations from celebrities that Diddy has done dirty. Aubrey O'Day and Karrine Steffans joined the growing list of celebrities who have come forward to talk about their experience with Diddy and Girl. They dropped some major truth bomb about the wild nights, crazy parties, and the shady stuff that went down at Diddy's place. But then things are about to get really messy soon, because Aubrey O'Day is hinting that one of Diddy's freak-off videos has leaked on the internet. So Cassie's lawsuit gave fans a peek into Diddy's shady behavior with women and how he acted inappropriately and treated them. While Aubrey O'Day and Karrine Steffans have been trying to call him out for a while, things are getting even messier. Now, Dawn Richard, another Danity Kane member, has jumped into the mix, and these ladies are spilling all the tea on Diddy's wild nights. Last week, Dawn Richard shocked fans by filing her own lawsuit against Diddy, catching everyone off guard. Dawn was arguably the closest member of Danity Kane to Diddy, being the only one who stayed with him after the group split. She even appeared on his 2023 album, The Love Album, Off the Grid, which dropped just a month before Cassie's lawsuit. Dawn had always been vocal about her loyalty to Diddy, calling him her man for life, and saying she'd always have his back because he helped her get out of a bad contract.
Since you went independent, do you talk to Diddy?
Not as often as I'd like, but that's the homie forever.
Yeah.
People will never understand that relationship. You know, like, people didn't know that Puff had bought me out of a contract prior to even getting on the show. You know, it wasn't all perfect. It wasn't all great. Yeah. He's exactly what people say he is, but he's also, he gave me a shot. I don't have the story that you have. I have I got out alive. Yeah. And I got out with a business. And I don't have no bad stories. There was no...
Dawn filling her own lawsuit had everyone talking, but Cassie's lawsuit made me have a second thought about that interview, as it looked like she was trying to pass a message to everyone about Diddy. In the interview, she talked about how he is the same man that everyone thinks he is and how she got out alive. Now Cassie's lawsuit has described Diddy as a very dangerous man, which has been confirmed by different people, including his former bodyguard, Gene Deal. We also saw how Cassie exposed him for planting explosives on Kid Cudi's car. According to the lawsuit, Dawn claims she witnessed Diddy put his hands on Cassie a couple of times, and when she tried stepping in, he threatened to unalive her. The lawsuit reads, on numerous occasions, Ms. Richard witnessed Mr. Combs brutally beat his girlfriend, Ms. Cassandra Cassie Ventura, Ms. Ventura. His persistent abuse included choking and strangling Ms. Ventura, striking her with his hands and with objects, slapping her, punching her, and throwing items at her, including a scalding hot pan. On many occasions, Ms. Richard tried to intervene, offering Ms. Ventura support and encouragement to leave Mr. Combs. Each time, Mr. Combs learned of her efforts to help Ms. Ventura and became enraged, threatening Ms. Richards' life with statements such as, "You want to die today, I make people go missing," and "I end people." In the lawsuit, she also talked about a time when Diddy publicly assaulted Cassie. She said, Combs hosted a dinner at a West Hollywood, California restaurant, which Ms. Richard and Ms. Harper were required to attend. Among the guests at the dinner were celebrities like Ne-Yo and Usher, as well as Mr. Iovine. At the dinner, Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura had an argument. In front of the dinner guests, Mr. Combs hissed at Ms. Ventura in a screaming whisper and forcefully punched her in the stomach, causing her to double over in visible pain, crying. Ms. Clark escorted Ms. Ventura out of the restaurant, and Mr. Combs remained and continued socializing with the dinner guests. Also talking about Ne-Yo, there's no way he isn't going down with Diddy, because different people have come forward with stories of how he was deep into the Diddy's lifestyle, and there's this old video of his baby mama calling him out on the freak-offs with Diddy.
Tell him about the freak-off, Diddy Jr. Diddy Jr., tell him about the freak-off. Tell him about the freak-off. Tell them the truth. Tell these people the truth. Oh, shut the you don't give a fuck about these kids. Do y'all see a picture in this house of a kid? He don't care about these kids. All he care about is doing drugs, drinking alcohol, that's what you care about. So let's go. I'm a Diddy bop the out of here. You and your freak off. You can get back to your freak off in a minute. You'll be next. You'll be next. You'll be next. You'll be next. Your stories will be coming out next. He gonna say my daughter crying.
Now, this video was recorded way before Cassie's lawsuit, so a whole lot of people did not know what the freak-offs meant. Dawn Richard isn't the only Dainty Kane member who wants to be Diddy locked up forever. In fact, Aubrey O'Day has been speaking out for a very long time. While Dawn Richard and the other members of the band of Dainty Kane were laid back, Aubrey O'Day was the rebel in the group, as she always spoke out about how she was dissatisfied with Diddy's action. Aubrey was not taking Diddy's BS, and whenever she would call him out on how unfairly he was treating them, he would go off on her and make her out to be a disrespectful person.
I'm done with all of that.
No. Like, what do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you.
What do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you. I'm not focused on me. I'm focused on what this group should look like and how I should fit in this situation.
You like big hair, though.
I don't like big hair.
You do like big hair. You like big hair. You like a lot of makeup and all that.
Actually, I don't. I don't like big hair. I don't like certain makeup. I'm very flexible with what you want to do, and I've worked with everything that my hair is straight, curly, whatever. I'm not here in a group to have curly, straight, big, makeup, whatever. I'm here in a group to sing with my group, and that is all I care about. For real. Like, maybe you just don't get me.
Aubrey later revealed that Diddy would try to hook up with them behind the scenes, and he would verbally and psychologically mistreat them when they rejected his advances. Not only that, but it was also revealed that Diddy forced them to sign NDAs so they wouldn't be able to say all the things he was doing to them. Weeks before, Cassie slapped him with her lawsuit. Diddy knew the lawsuit was coming, and he was basically trying to do some damage control, so he decided to give back the publishing rights he stole from his artists after keeping it to himself and cashing in on all their royalties for the last 30 years if they agree to sign an NDA. But see, not all of them signed those NDAs, including Aubrey. Aubrey said she knew something was about to go down because of how hard Diddy was pushing for all his artists to sign the NDA, and she warned the rest of the girls not to take the deal.
2. Release him for any claims or wrongdoings or actions prior to the date of the release. I have to sign an NDA that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy, Janice Combs, or Justin Combs' music, or EMI, or Sony ever in public.
So that you just got recently for this thing?
I got it a few months ago when he started doing this. In the news now? So what's happening is artists, some of them, not all of them, are being given streaming royalties and ownership back over our publishing on songs that we wrote at a time when you know that you have to stream a song 1,000,000 times to make a cent.
Yeah.
Okay? It's hundreds of dollars. And me, as somebody that's a girl's girl, I hit everyone in my group and said, absolutely do not take this deal. I can get us a show on Hulu right now.
This was later also confirmed by Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Gene Deal, who said the Danity Kane girls were actually the only ones who didn't sign that NDA.
It's already signed NDAs and people that work for them?
Well, a lot of these rappers, a lot of these industry people, anybody who does business nowadays with the internet, they have NDAs, non-disclosure. That means that if you work for them, you around them, you can't disclose any of the information about them. It's the same thing that he gave to all his artists when he gave them their publishing back. I'm gonna give y'all publishing, but y'all can't talk about Janice Combs, Justin Combs, Sony, Bad Boy, or anything that happened. Y'all can't talk about none of that. But there's some artists that didn't say anything, that didn't sign it, and they able to talk about anything they want to. And I think that's those girls that was, I think Danity Kane. I think a couple of them didn't sign it. And boy, oh boy, they probably gonna go after him too.
To show how much Aubrey wanted Diddy in jail after news of Cassie's lawsuit broke, she wrote, "Been trying to tell y'all for years, prayers up for this queen of Cassie." 24 hours later, when news broke that Cassie settled out of court, Aubrey declared support for Cassie and posted this picture on her Instagram story and said, "Money greater than accountability. Welcome to another chapter of the system is well in place." Now you wonder how Diddy has been able to escape justice after all these years of people exposing his shady acts. Karrine Steffans over the years has also exposed expose the evils of the music industry and how record executives and musicians pass women around to repay debts and favors, in this radio interview with Wendy Williams, Karrine spills the tea on walking in on a music executive going DL with another man in his office, and from the hints Wendy gave, it's clear as day that Diddy was the person they were talking about.
I've never penetrated anybody's behinds. There are a lot of behinds being penetrated, but I'm not doing the penetrating.
Okay. You walked in on record executives having gay sex, or one executive having gay sex with a man. You don't mention that person's name. Can we talk about what record label?
No. That'll give it away. That'll give it away. But
what letter does it start with?
Not even. That'll give it away. A. Don't
B,
start.
C,
Don't start.
D,
That's gonna give
D,
it away.
D.
Now, with Diddy locked up, these ladies have spilled the tea on how Diddy's wild nights were. Aubrey, O'Day, Dawn Richard, and Karrine Steffans all recounted similar experiences about his wild nights. The ladies alleged that there were a lot of drugs, minors, and a lot of people were made out with without their consent. Dawn claims the whole act was insane, as Diddy had a huge bed in the outdoor area in his house where that could fit more than 100 people, and that was where the freak-offs often took place, with politicians, celebrities, businessmen in attendance. But then it looks like Diddy's friends, or should we say freak-off partners, may have some problems on their hands, because it looks like the feds are not the only ones in possession of the freak-off tapes, as there are reports that a Diddy freak-off tape was sold on the internet, and it is a matter of time before it goes viral on the internet. And if you ever participated in his freak-offs, you gotta be scared. Aubrey, O'Day, Karrine Steffans, and Dawn Richard spilling the tea on Diddy's wild nights had fans talking, and they left comments saying, "Aubrey O'Day has been waiting for this day for years." Shout out to her. I've been saying that I think Karrine is the anonymous lawsuit against Diddy. I read her book, and in my opinion, she had low self-esteem and normalized her abuse like many of the other Diddy victims. I hope she gets healing. I honestly, truly believe that Dawn, little underage Dawn, is the person Diddy harmed the most. He took so much from her. She was just a teen when he started and gave her nothing. Dawn was and is as talented as Beyonce, yet he stole her potential, fame, and career. That is all I will say. So, do you think the FBI is going to let Diddy's tape hit the internet, or do you think they are going to take it down the moment they get the source of the tape? Let me know what you think about it in the comments, then check out this next video.